Mack wanted me to break them down, which I don't usually do. And then they went on their own. A lot of them came and recruited. So I think I'll have a much better sense at a team meeting tomorrow where I'll have a chance and sit down and tell them, because they need to know that we'll still be here for them. We won't interfere with the new coach, but if there's some relationship we've had with them and they need advice on certain things outside of football, then Sally and I'll be here for that. I've got to thank all the high school coaches in the state. They've been unbelievable. I've got to thank all these parents, because they put up with rumors about me being fired every week for about 2 years, maybe 3. I think I quit 2 years ago in a basement in Topeka, Kansas. So, I mean, I've been out here so many times. It was a shock when I finally did it. Somebody said, I think he's kidding. They've put up with a lot, and the players have been loyal, the parents have been loyal, the coaches had so many opportunities to leave last year, none of them left. They've been great. So I need to sit down with the players tomorrow, and if they're still looking at the NFL, we've got Arthur Johnson and the staff will still be working with them daily. But I'm going to work with them through Oregon, and then I'll be in town, so I'll help them any way I can. But if some want to transfer, we need to talk to them about that. I would encourage them to wait and see who the new coach is and go through spring practice. And I told them yesterday that they should not be mad at this university. They chose it, they came. It's a wonderful place, and I made the choice. So let's move forward. And it's important to beat Oregon and move on from there.
Coach, you had such a great run here. You talked about it, your legacy, running the program for class. The way things have happened over the last year, especially the last week, you talked about all the negativity that's been out there. Does that in any way cast a pall in your memories of this place?
Not at all. The reason that's out there is we used to win 12 and 13. We won 8. It's not about integrity. It's not about class. It's not about grades. It's not about any of that stuff. You got to win. And we set a standard for this place. You better win all of them. And that's the expectation. And I understand that. I'm a big boy. I understand if you don't win all the games here, people are unhappy. So other people love 8 wins. This place in that way, and I agree with them. I do not think that we live up to the standards that we have set since 2010, and I thought we were going to this year. I really thought we had a chance to make a run, and it didn't happen. And bless their hearts, the coaches and players did everything they could against the perfect storm of everything bad that could happen, and they still fought through it. So I'm proud of them, but I love the University of Texas, and I want only best for it. It's an unbelievable experience that we got an opportunity to coach here, and it's changed our lives.
Coach Ryan, you said it was a whirlwind, and there's been a bunch of different things that I guess in-house recruiting got you down being better last week. Is there one thing you want to make sure people know about this decision?
Yes, I want to make sure that everybody knows that I've been treated fairly, and it's a wonderful run here, and that I love the University of Texas. I have no regrets at all. And probably stepping away will add 10 years to my life.
Mack,
Maybe 20.
Mack,
I'm really 42. It just looks like I'm a little older.
coming out of the meeting on Friday, going to the banquet, did you really feel in your heart that you could have come back if you wanted?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
And then just sleep on it the next
Yeah,
morning?
I'm not going to get into all that, because you all have already got opinions, and I don't want to go. I just don't want to go there. But I was told I could stay. I felt like I could stay. I really didn't feel like it was best for the university to stay. I thought they needed change.
What advice would you have for your successor?
Whoever takes this job is going to have a wonderful experience. And like Coach Royal told me, I said, Coach, what do you have to do to win in Texas as a head football coach? He said, well, you need to get all the big in the box. You need to reach out to your lettermen, because they're very, very important here, and they are, and I need to thank them. Our lettermen have been unbelievable. He said you need to reach out to the faculty. He said you got to handle the wonderful media that surrounds you at the University of Texas. And then he said, oh yeah, and you need to win all the games.
You mentioned how important it was for you to come in and try and put the BBs back in the box, reunite the fan base. Does it hurt knowing that the fan base is kind of fractured after all that you did to bring it back together?
Not at all. I have absolutely no anger, no regrets for anything that's happened. I'm angry with us too. I told the staff and the coaches, you got to win more than 8 games in Texas. And that's not fair. We're the ones that screwed it up. Well, we won 9 the first year and got a parade. So that's what's changed over 16 years, and that's okay. The standard is set really high here, and I'm darn proud we were part of that standard.
Things get pulled in different directions. Can you tell us
I'm supposed to be speaking into this.
Can you tell us when you first?
Okay, 16 years ago.
Can you tell us when you first sensed the things kind of pulling you in different direction?
Yeah, about December, right after the A&M game in 2010. And it's been a fight since then. You know, when you play for a national championship and lose, that's not good. You need to win. And it's a real negative thing when you do that. You didn't win 12, you lost 1. And that 1 cost everybody a national championship. We ain't got a bunch of those around here. So that was a difficult time. But since then, it's been an absolute fight. And we've got it back now where we've got depth, we've got speed, we've got good players. And that was part of the decision, too. Could we win next year? And I thought we could. I thought we could have won this year, and you got a lot of things coming back. So I really thought, you know what? All I wanted to do was get it back for the next guy. But I think it's better now. He'll have a chance to come in here and get it back, and that's fun for him and fun for these kids. And they just need new energy. A lot of negative energy around, and you know what? Life's too short. We don't need negative energy, especially around kids. I was sitting there Friday night at the banquet, and I met with families on Saturday morning. And sitting there talking to families about coaching their children, their students, for the next 4 years, and not being able to, in my mind, honestly tell them I would be able to do that for the next 4 years, really threw me. Because I felt like, you know what? These people need a commitment for 4 years. I can't give them that. I just can't do that. I mean, so that bothered me. And I told them that last night. I said a big part of my part of this decision was that I can't promise you 4 years. I just can't. You know, everybody says, well, if you win them all next year, win 12, win 10, it's fine. And I can't promise that. I mean, ball bounce is fine.
And time for 2 last questions.
Mack, you mentioned, going back to this year being your that really big step. Why do you think that?
Injuries. Lose your quarterback. I think we lost 8 of our top 10 players. And nobody wants to hear it, but it's fact. So, but how do we know it's not going to happen next year? We've had really bad injuries for the last 3 years. So I think that's something the new coach has to look at. Why have there been so many injuries for the last 3 years? And I can't answer that. God, I've tried. And I can't. I told them not to get hurt.
Last one?
Well, you got to win. And if we didn't win next year, then we weren't going to keep coaching. Because we had subpar seasons as such for Texas with 8 wins and 9 wins, and then this year hopefully 9. But Oregon's real good. I've watched them. They're a BCS team headed to the Alamo Bowl. So again, we got to get it back to top 5 in the country, and we weren't doing that. And to me, that's what really bothers me. Anything else in closing?
You talked about how you didn't have any regrets, but would there be one thing that you could change over the past 16 years?
There'd be 2 things. I would want Cole Pittman back, and I would want the bonfire not to have happened today now. Those are 2 horrible things in my life that I'll never forget. And like I said, playing A&M on Thanksgiving, I thought about the families, because I want to keep my children. And when you lose your children, there is nothing worth that in the world. And I think about that every Thanksgiving, because there are 12 families that don't have a good Thanksgiving. And that'll never go away. Cole Pittman, I'm responsible for the precious things that those parents send you, the most precious things in their lives, their children, and we lost one. And I talked to Mark and Judy Pittman today, and I have the little program from the funeral in my office that I look at very often. And it's just a memory to me to make sure that when we're responsible for 125 kids, we got to make sure they tell us when they're going home, make sure they text us when they get home, make sure they text us before they leave home, make sure they text us when they get back, because we cannot afford to lose someone's child. And that's very, very important to us. And in closing, Bill and Steve are coming up, and I think Steve's wonderful. I think we are so lucky to have him. I got to spend quite a bit of time with him, a little bit in New York and some Friday and a lot yesterday and today, kind of cleaning up things and getting ready to move forward. And as great as the loss was, and he had a great run, he was ready to step out. As good as our run's been, Steve is a breath of fresh air. He's going to move forward. He was very honest and direct with me through this whole process. One of the things I'm going to miss is not working with him. So I think he's a star. And Bill and his committee did a great job of hiring him. And Bill and Steve will get us a great new football coach, and we'll move forward. So I'm gonna get out of the way, because you all are more excited about the one coming than you are the one leaving. I've been doing this a long time, and I'm gonna let them talk to you about the process and where they're headed with the new coach. Thank you all very much.